Hello class 12th. Remember how the soil is being formed? It is by the weathering of the rocks due to the wind, water and heat. In thousands of years, these rocks broke down into pieces to form the soil. After the formation of the soil only, the life can be there or the plants can grow in that condition. This change from rocks to the soil and then start of the new generation or the living organism leading to the formation of the climax community that is called succession. It is of two types. One is primary succession and another is called secondary succession. In case of the primary succession, the rocks are being withered to form the soil, and later on this soil will give place for or the habitat for the different living organisms including the plants. The secondary succession, in case of secondary succession, the soil is already there, but it is that life is being destroyed due to certain regions. For example, if flood is there, or desertification is there, or any fire is there, due to that, life has been destroyed in that particular place, and later on, the life originate in that particular place, giving rise to the climax community that is the forest. So, in primary succession, because there was no soil, first the formation of soil is taking place, so it takes hundreds of years or rather thousands of years for reaching to the climax community that is your forest. While in case of the secondary succession, because of the presence of the soil, the conditions are much more better, and within 50 to 60 years, the forest or the climax community can be formed. That type of the development is called mesarc because it is taking place on the terrestrial conditions, while the second type of the condition is present in water, that is called hydrarch condition. There, the eutrophication helps in the formation of the mesic community that is your forest. How this eutrophication takes place, just see in this video.
In a water body, like a river or lake, when too many nutrients are added to the system. Eutrophication starts when fertilizers, which are rich in nutrients like nitrate and phosphate, are washed into the river or lake system. This leads to an increase in nutrient concentrations in the water. The nutrients are food for algae, and the algae grow and reproduce quickly, forming a thick green bloom in the water. This algal bloom will absorb sunlight shining on the water, so the sunlight can't reach the bottom. Plants who need this light to photosynthesize will die. The algae will also start to die when they eat up all of the nutrients and run out of food. Next, bacteria start to break down the dead plants and algae, and that releases more nutrients back into the water, continuing the algal bloom cycle. The bacteria, with a continuing supply of food, reproduce into much larger numbers, consuming oxygen as they grow and respire. There's not much oxygen in the water to begin with, so when the bacteria consume it quickly, it might run out completely. Water without oxygen is called anoxic. If the water turns anoxic, all non-bacterial life in the water, including fish and other animals, will die. So, Eutrophication happens when nutrients are added to water, which causes an algal bloom, cutting off sunlight and feeding bacteria. The bacteria use up oxygen in the water, which becomes anoxic, causing everything living in the water to die. Eutrophication is one reason why we need to be careful with fertilizers